Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we fix our GPS, 2 points are necessary. One is the destination where we have to reach, and second is the point of origin where from we begin our journey. The same thing holds good for the spiritual life. What is the point of origin? The point of origin is our body. So we have to leave that point of origin if we are to reach the destination. And to leave that point of origin, we have seen in the first part of this text that how we are infatuated, attached and identified with the body. And to get out of this body identification, Pratipaksha Bhavana, the negative aspects of our body are indicated so that we may be helped to reduce our involvement to live at a body level. And when you just start thinking, see, a day or two before, I was somewhere and I was eating and some kind of bitter thing came, maybe some food or like that. So when the reaction came through, so I found, how can I throw it on the dining table in somebody's house? So I stopped there and then observed it. See, we are sitting in the dining hall of somebody, the food is given, there is bitterness in the food, and everything is known. So the idea is, every experience of our life can be taken as a spiritual practice. If we stop reacting to the given experience. And thus, with reference to the body, again and again we have to remind that the body identification cannot be me. Today somebody showed me one book of Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi and asked this question. Swamiji, I am not able to understand this paragraph. And the paragraph was, in the absolute conscious reality, there is no samsara. In the matter such as body and the world, there is no samsara. But when these two things come together, a hybrid which is non-existent is born. And the hybrid is, a part of it is seemingly sentient and a part of it is certainly insentient, inert. So I am not able to understand this, that person was asking. I said, look here, drop the book and take this example. When we are standing in front of the mirror, our understanding is different. When the bird is standing in front of the mirror, the understanding of the bird is different. Because of this different understanding, these two characters have two different qualities of experience. When we stand in front of the mirror, we go on praising the Lord, O Lord, तारीफ करूं क्या उनकी जिसने मुझे बनाया. We are so happy to see our face. Because it is me, none else. But when the bird sees, he is understanding there is someone else. And the samsara begins. Now this misunderstanding, born out of wrong identification, is the only cause of all the miseries for the bird. Now this wrong understanding, what is the support for this? Is it created by God? See, exactly the same way. When we stand before the mirror, reflection is a natural, unavoidable phenomenon. In the same manner, when the conscious reality expresses through the body, the expression is called as mind. And in that mind, the reflection of the consciousness as Chidabhasa creates an illusion of a personality. See, otherwise the body and the mind, they are inert. But because of the Chidabhasa reflection of the consciousness in that mind, there is a seeming enlivening. See? So like the sunlight also illuminates, and the light beam coming out of the reflection of the sun in the water, that light beam also illuminates. See, the sunlight gives illumination, so also the moonlight also gives the illumination. But the sunlight is original and the moonlight is reflected, not original. Exactly the same way. When the consciousness reflects in the mind as Chidabhasa, then alone the notion of I happens. And this notion of I now gets identified with the body and starts further notioning that I is the body. So unless this notion is destroyed, there is no way out. That is why, to destroy this notion, if the notion has come because of a practice of many years, we will have to practice many years to destroy this notion. And what is the practice? Practice is again and again remind yourself. What will be the experience to be someone other than the body? Keep on playing. And in this manner we will come to a conclusion that the worldly things and beings are valuable and meaningful only when we are identified with the body. When we are not identified with the body, neither the things nor the beings of this world has any value for us. And we suffer only because of possession of the things and relations with the beings. If this picture becomes clear, then the first chapter that we have studied, how we have to censure and condemn the body so that we are ready to give up the body identification. This was the summary of the last chapter. If this is not understood, and if something else is understood, Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam, we should keep our body healthy, that is the purpose. Unhealthy body, you cannot do meditation. If you see many great masters, their body they have never cared for. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa if you take, then our Ramana Maharshi Bhagwan you take, their body is being taken care of. And this is what Patanjali also tells. We study Patanjali Yoga Darshan and yet worry about the body. See friends. So after having completed this topic, now we have to go to the next. Where is the next stop on our spiritual journey? The next stop is, after we are identified with our body, then the worldly things and beings become an issue for us. So we have to get rid of that also. And we can get rid of that only by seeing the minus aspects, not the plus aspects. Mudha kurute vishaya विषयज कर्दम सम्मार्जनम मिथ्या दूरदृष्ट वृष्टि विरसः देहो गेहम पतत्येव. In the earlier days, even now also in the villages, they have houses made out of mud or clay. And as it rains heavily, slowly that mud or the clay starts dissolving, and one day the house falls. Why go villages in Bombay also? It is a regular news. So in the same manner, we are the fool, Mudaha. The fool is engaged all the time, only one thing, indulge with the worldly objects and discover happiness out of indulgence. We know only one happiness, and that is Matra Sparsha. See, Matra means object, Sparsha means sense organ. Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhada. So sometimes we get joy, sometimes we get sorrows. And Mudha Kurute Vishayaja Kardama Sammarjanam. He is rubbing one mud with another mud. And then one day it happened. Dura Drushta Vrushti Virasaha Dehaha. And as the time goes through, his body becomes weak. Now he is not able to indulge. And one day the body falls. And what we have achieved through this body? Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maisunancha. 4 things. Eating, second thing, sleeping, third thing, sense of insecurity, and fourth thing, procreation. Other than this, what is our real contribution in this world or in our own life? Such a person is Deho Geham Patati Eva. One day his body falls and the opportunity that we were given is lost. One day I gave you an example, if you remember. One Bihari went to meet Obama. And he was given, you have got 3 minutes, ask what you want. Now this Bihari was not prepared, so he was touching his pockets and he found out his tamaku ki dibbi. He took out tamaku. Obama said, yes sir, what can I do for you? Chuna hai kya? See, a person who is engaged in worldly indulgence, when they go before the Lord, they will not ask the Lord. They will ask, oh please take care of my wife, take care of my children. See friends, because we are so much involved in this. Bhagwan Nityananda of Ganeshpuri, in one of his, sayings, he never wrote anything. Some of the devotees noted and it is recorded. He said once, I am here for last so many years. Not a single person has come to ask for the truth. We want everything else except Paramatma. And this is how we call it as a devotion. And in that devotion, we will walk from here up to Pandharpur. For what? So that my neighbor dies. See friends, this is not spiritual life. It is only trying to fulfill one's desire, and that is all what we have done till date. Fulfillment of desire is the only thing that we are sincerely following in our life. Now, this is regarding the indulgence with the worldly objects. Now, relations. This is another funny thing. Bharya Rupa Vihina Manasaha Kshobhaya Jayate Pumsam Atyanta Rupadhyasa Parapurushaihi Vashikriyate. These days, it's a marriage season, Wherever I go, they show me. This time I was in Delhi, and that boy, he said, unless Swamiji approves, I will not get married. So they showed me one girl, second girl. I said, if I say I will get this marriage, what will you do? So one girl, extraordinarily smart, street smart, educated, college teacher. And this boy is a Bhole Baba. So he says, Swamiji, what do you think? I said, वो तुमको लपेट के रख देगी. I also thought the same way. I am not. So 2, 3, and yes, she is good, the family is good, they are not asking for dowry and nothing, it's very nice family, good one, but the girl is not really very, very attractive. I said, then it is an asset. Because bharya rupa vihina manasaha kshobhaya jayate pumsam. When the wife is not very beautiful, one gets disgusted. Oh God, subha kiska muh dekha. And atyanta rupadhyasa, if she is very, very beautiful, then parapurushaihi vasikriyate, then you will have more and more friends around you. Not for you, but for that beautiful wife, and then again the worries continue. Yaha kaschit parapurushaha mitram bhrutyo athava bhikshu pashyati hi sadhilasham vilakshana dara rupavitam. Then anybody, whether kaschit purushaha, any person on the road, friend, servant, even a Babaji, bhikshu, pashyati hi sadhilasham. He also looks upon that beautiful wife with all expectation and wants to spend more and more time. Vilakshana dara rupavitam. Dara means wife. So whenever the wife is extremely beautiful, you will have more and more people visiting your place, and you will start thinking, people are coming for me, but nobody wants you. They are all the time after the girl. Yaha kaschit parapurusha swabhartuh atisundaram drishtva. Now this wife, when she happens to see some man, handsome, more successful, more dynamic, in comparison to her own hubby, then mrugayati kim na mrugakshi, then she will be all the time running after that kind of man, leaving the Dumbo at home. So mrugayati kim na mrugakshi manasa iva parastriyam purushaha. So this Stree, she will be all the time running after this man or that man. Dar. This particular topic is very well elaborated in a text called as the Tripura Rahasya. There the story goes, the king used to be very busy. So whenever he comes, he was given heavy drinks by the servants. And in no time he will go to sleep. And one day when he comes, he doesn't take the drink and goes to his room, and he sees that his wife is with some servant who is very ugly and dirty and all kinds of things. Then he comes back and dispassion dawns on him. The whole story develops like that. Therefore, mrugayati kim na mrugakshi manasa iva parastriyam purushaha evam sarupa narya bharta kopat pratikshanam kshinaha. And therefore, if the wife is extremely beautiful, then this husband is all the time angry, frustrated, and all the time people are coming talking to you, and he is worrying only one thing. We have come across such cases. All the time in the office, 10 times phone. Kaun aaya? Show me your phone. Whose SMS has come? Constant worry that is she running after somebody? Is it a kind of life? Samshayatma vidashyati. So, no lavate sukhalesham balibiva balibhuk bhoshvekaha. And therefore, like the Pindadanam is done, so many crows come at a time, and some crows are strong enough, they take away, others are simply watching. In the same manner, this man is only frustrated and he can do nothing. Vanita nitantam ajna swajnanam ullangya vartate yadisa. Now another example. If the wife is utterly idiot, Vanita nitantam ajna, absolutely ignorant. And then what happens? Swa ajnanam ullangya vartate. And she will do whatever she has to do. Never listen to anybody. There is one person I know in other country, our India only. He is such a genius, absolutely quiet. His wife is good, but so argumentative, so logic, and there is no end to it. So he has observed Maunam. When I went to their house, I said, Mahatmaji, you deserve my salutations. I salute you. He said, why, Swamiji? You are surviving with your wife. You are not ordinary. Swamiji, you also say like that. I said, because I received dozens of emails from her. Arguments, logic, arguments. Earlier I used to read. Now the moment her any news or SMS or the email comes without reading, she likes to delete. Such person is extremely disgusted. Therefore, Swajnanam ullangya vartate yadi. Whatever she has to do, she will keep on doing that. Shatroho api adhikatara parabhilashini asau kimutaha. Such a wife is worse than an enemy. Because she is all the time extrovert and torturing this man. What we are talking is how relations are a burden on our mind. This is the main thing. Don't misunderstand. Many people have this wrong understanding. Swamiji, you always take the sides of the gents and you always condemn the ladies. This happened in a very important place I won't name you. One foreigner, after my lecture came, Swamiji, I have got complaint against you. I said, complaint. Why are you condemning ladies? I said, I am sorry. I extend profuse apology. The others were there. Swamiji, why had to talk to her like that? I said, if she had little sense, she will never talk like that. No, you can tell her what is the fact. I said, no, I won't talk to her. I extended apology. No, they were frustrated. Why this lady should talk like this to Swamiji? I said, look here, she doesn't understand. She is buried under her feminine character. She cannot come out of it. Then I told her, I said, look here, whenever there is fun made out of a woman, do we make fun out of a woman as a mother? Do we make fun of a woman as a grandmother, as a sister? No. That we don't understand. And this relation between husband and wife, it has to be taken lightly. Don't become serious. And when we don't understand, we go the wrong way. Therefore, I am just giving you a caution. Bhagavan Shankara is not condemning any woman, any lady, or else he would not have gone when his mother died all the way and conducted everything for her, although he was a sannyasi. Now, loko. Now, this is about the woman. Now we come to the third relation where we get lost, and that is our children. Loko na aputrasya asti iti shrutyasya kaha pratibhashito lokaha. Now it is said in the scriptures, he who doesn't have a son, he doesn't have the other world reserved for him. Now what is the other world? Mukti, samsaranam, va tad anya loko athva na adyaha. What do you mean by other world? Is it you are talking about liberation, or you are talking about going to the heaven, or you are talking about taking another birth, or what you are talking about? Sarvepi putra bhajaha tanmukto sansrutir bhavati. And all those who are having children, they have to go through all the punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Because your next life is not determined by your children, but it is determined by what type of karma you have done in this life. But we get lost in this funny notion that if I don't have son, what will happen to me after I die? Remove this notion from the head. That is not required. Here the teacher gives why this is said. So, sarvepi putra bhajaha tanmukto sansrutir bhavati shravanaadayo api upayaha mrusha bhavehu tritiye api. So, this is also we have heard that if we have not got the son or the children, they will not be able to help us to go to the heaven. Tatra api upaya sattva dvitiya pakshe api aputrasya. So those who do not have the children, do you think they will not go to heaven or they will not have liberation? Then why this is said? Do the putra kameshri yagya. Dasharatji has done putra kameshri yagya. Because he did not have children, he was told, if you don't have children, you will go to hell. So he has to do this. Why this is said in our scripture? So it is said that putra kamashti yaga pravrutte vedavadoyam. Vadaha, this is called as arthavad. Be attentive. If we do not keep ourselves occupied, the net result is we get involved either in the indulgence, all kinds, or laziness. And both these things will blunt our faculties, and the purpose of God realization will not be fulfilled in this life. Then what is to be done? Now, if you have children, you are kept busy. If you don't have children, then you keep on yourself engaging in various spiritual activities. And when you keep yourself busy in all these things, your faculties remain sharp, and by going to Satsang, one day or the other it clicks. That life is not only to have children. And then you can see around. See? Our observation is, those who do not have children, they are miserable because they don't have the children. And those who have children, they are miserable because they have the children. Misery is common. Unless we understand this point, then what the scriptures want us, that we should be occupied and busy. Because nahi kashchit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarmakrut. We cannot remain without keeping ourselves engaged with something or the other. So instead of getting extrovert and getting lost in this world, it is wise that we are focused on something higher in life. Therefore, here the teacher says, all these things are said in the scriptures not to glorify that we should go to heaven because of the son, etc., but only to keep ourselves busy. Otherwise, our natural state is alasya nidra pramad. One example I will give you. I was, taking care of some school many years before. And sometimes suddenly that teachers don't come. Now the administrator has a problem, how to fill in that gap. So then we find out which is the teacher who is free in that particular period. You go and take that class. So one teacher, she told me, Swamiji, you always send me to the additional classes. I said, you go now, I will tell you later. Then I told. I said, now please tell me sincerely, don't bluff. What is the best time of your day? When you are at home with your children and husband, or when you are with the children in the school? Tell me sincerely. Swamiji, you are perfectly right. The best time of my day is when I am in the school. Then you know why? Because here everybody listens to you. At home, you have to listen to the children. You have to listen to the husband. See? And when you are associated with your near and dear, there is no place for any joy. You have to simply listen, do this, do this, do this. Therefore, if we have to keep ourselves busy, occupied, and protect ourselves from the relations, spiritual path is the best one. Suppose somebody is eating your head. What is to be done? Then observe Mauna. No. What the other fellow will say? Go. You don't have to talk. Because it is a spiritual practice. Or else, if still somebody comes, take out the sword, your rosary, and start. Whether you are chanting or not doesn't matter. Keep on moving the lips. This is the only way to protect yourself from the world. All the Mahatmas, those who have got mala in their hand, the mala in their hand is only to protect themselves from the people. There is no other purpose. And that is why they also give the mantra to the disciples. And when they give the mantra, any disciple come, they ask, "Jab kaise chal raha hai?" So they don't go again. See? Thus we can become self-oriented. And everybody is not able to engage in japa. So such people are told that you should do yajna. Those of you who have done havan, they know. In case of japa, you can be, lazy. You can be lazy, you need not be attentive, is okay. But when you are offering ahuti in the fire, in no time your hand will be burnt in the fire. So you have to be alert. See? The idea is all these activities under the spiritual practice is meant for keeping us alert. A alert person also can think, alone can think something creative. Otherwise, laziness and indolence and indulgence, procrastination, that becomes our lifestyle after some time. Therefore, one should understand it very clearly that we have to keep ourselves occupied. For that purpose, all these things are said in the scripture. Nowhere it is said. Or even if it is said, don't give importance to that. It is called an arthavad. Arthavad means something is praised and something is condemned to make a point. Like when Hanumanji meets Bhagavan Rama for the first time, and Hanumanji reveals his original form, drops his Chadma Rupa, and when he goes near Bhagavan Rama, that time it is said, "My Ram, you are dearer to me than Bharata." And Lakshmana is watching. Abhi aaya. And he is dearer than Bharata. See? Now what is meant there, that as Bharata is dear to me, he is in no way less. So it is a praise, not a condemnation of Bharata. This is called arthavad. And therefore, where it is said that unless you have a son, you will not go to the heaven, etc. That means if you have a son, how you will lead your life in the same manner. Now take one more example. You know, Bhagwan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Sharada Devi, they were married and she was serving her husband. And one day he asked her, how come you are looking down today? Did you not do your japa? And she said, you know, for a woman, more than to have a son and be a mother, what is more important? So Bhagavan Ramakrishna said, why do you want to limit yourself to be a mother of a child? Why don't you be the universal mother? And it clicks her in no time. See, now Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Sharada Devi, they did not have the son of their own. Do you think that they have gone to hell? Think, friends, all the great masters who were not married, Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi, he didn't have a son. So the gatekeeper, sorry, where is Bacha? Remove this wrong notion. Otherwise, we unnecessarily get lost. There is a friend of mine, he has got 2 daughters. And the ladies are really this problem. The wife also wants son. The mother-in-law also wants a son. Her mother also wants a son. So they came. Swamiji, we are having this discussion in our family. What is your opinion? Should we go in for more or not? I said, you should go in for more for next 20 daughters. Not son. I said, don't have that wrong notion. On the contrary, daughters are better than the sons. Daughters look after the parents before marriage. After marriage, they engage their husbands for looking after their parents. What more you want? Therefore, this one should have the son, or else one will not be going to the heaven, etc. Don't have the wrong understanding about it. Now, nana sharira kashtahi dhanam vyayahi sadhyate putraha. So when you do not many tapasya, upasana, and devotion, chanting, going to this Babaji, that Babaji, and with great difficulty you have the son. So nana sharira kashtahi dhanam vyayahi, physical torture as well as expenditure. What is it? This called the IVF. Another thing is adopting the children. Many of them have this wrong notion. One lady came, Swamiji, I want to adopt a boy as my son. I said, Mama, why you want to adopt? See, we have got too much of property, everything. Who will look after, you know? We want to somebody, have somebody. I said, look here, I am telling you Mama, Mama all the time. You are getting a grown-up dadiwala son, hand over the whole property right now to me and relax. I will see that you die early after the papers are signed and straight away sent to the heaven. Dhanam vyayahi, spending lot and lot of money, sadhyate putraha, and the son is born. Thereafter, utpanna matra putre jivita chinta gariyasi satya. Then after the child is born, then the worries begin. Now how the child will be, whether he will be a dacoit, whether he will be a good person, whether he will be a lalu, bhalu, kalu, we don't know what is going to happen. And I tell you, the thing which I tell you is not imagination, but we come across this. One girl I saw somewhere, very beautiful, coming from a farmer's family. And the condition the farmer has put for this son, he doesn't want another farmer. Secondly, he doesn't want a business person. He wants a government servant, knowing well how much is the upar ki amdani. That is the criteria for getting the daughter married to that government servant. How clear it is. Therefore, utpanna matra putre jivita chinta. how my son will grow, whether he will do all right or not, or he will create problems. In US it happened. There used to be one lady, she used to bring food for me. And she had two daughters and son. And daughters got married in America, nobody belongs to nobody. So after they were educated, they went away with their boyfriends or whatever you call it. Then the son was there, most lazy, useless, good for nothing, drug addict, depressed, and very filthy rich family. The husband is a doctor, very successful. And they decided to take him to the psychiatrist. Appointment was fixed at 2:30 in the afternoon. The father went for his work, and from there he reached the hospital and waiting for the wife and the son to come. Nobody is coming. So he phoned. Nobody is lifting the phone. Once, twice, thrice. Finally, he came home, opened the door, and found his wife murdered. So immediately police came. And who was at home? Only the son, nobody. So where is he studying? He is studying Sciences College. The police straight away went to that college. He was seated comfortably in his car in a parking lot. He said, yes, I feel that. She was all over me all the time. I couldn't take her anymore. So when I went to tell her, she doesn't listen. So I took the same knife with what she was cutting the vegetables. I finished her. Now, what next? This is the reply given by that son. Therefore, one should not get involved in anybody's life beyond the limit. Parents don't understand this. They think that the children are furniture. And during the childhood, whatever impressions happen on the mind of the children, they continue throughout. They don't wipe away. Therefore, it is necessary that utpanna matra putre jivita chinta gariyasi tasya. So he is all worried, what will happen to the children. Jivan api kim murkaha prajnaha kim va sushila bhag bhavitam jaraschauraha pishunaha patitaha dyutapriya kruraha. These are the options that can happen to the children. Jivan api kim murkaha. He may be living, but that born idiot. Now what will happen? Then prajnaha, is he very wise? And if he is very wise, he wants to walk the spiritual path. And then the parents come to us. Swamiji, please tell him to get married. I said, Mama, wrong number. If I have to tell him, I will tell him never get married. So we like the Babajis. But when our son wants to walk that spiritual path, that we don't like. See? Prajnaha. And then Kim va Sushila Bhag Bhavita, or he is very auspicious and he will be having good character, or Jaras Chauraha, or he is running after the girls, or he is a thief, or Patitaha, or he is totally downgraded, Dyutapriyaha, a gambler, Kruraha, a terrorist. These are the options that can happen. Pitru, Matru, Bandhu Ghati, Manasaha, Khedaya Jayate Putraha. Such a son who is a hurting personality for the mother, father, all the relations, and such a son is responsible for all the miseries for the parents. And he is all the time thinking, Chintayati Tata Nidhanam. He is only waiting. When this old man dies, I can take the whole property. You may be coming across, may not be coming across. One case I will tell you. I went to their house. And when I went, I found something very funny. I said, hey, Mahatmaji, you leave this house, don't live in this house. This is not good house. But he will not listen. No, Swamiji, with great difficulty I got, and this is my design, I constructed this house and all that. I said, whatever it is the worst house, you just leave this house. But they will not leave. Within a period of year or so, the wife dies. Then the son is filing cases against father in the court. That before he dies, he should write the whole property in my name. I doubt his intention. He may not give me anything. So in the court, one side the father, other side the son, and the lawyers are enjoying their wealth. So he comes now and then, Swamiji, what should I do? Please tell me. I said, I'll tell you, but will you do it? Disown legally your son. Disown. And once you legally disown, then he can have no authority. But then he will come and kill me. I said, then you keep the commandos around you and be security. Now, from whom? From his own son. So see, friends, therefore, one should not have this wrong notion that relations are useful to us. Sarva gunaihi rupa sampannaha putra kasyapi kutrachit bhavati. Beautiful. It's rare to have a son with all the positive qualities and great and intelligent and dedicated and devoted and simple and pure. Very, very rare combination. Therefore, sarva gunaihi rupa sampannaha putra kasyapi kutra vijit bhavati saha api alpa ayu rugunaha anapatyaha va tathapi khedaya. And if the son is, everything is good, but his ayu, his longevity is very less. Doctor have told, no, not doctor, these Patrika fellows, they have told, your son is good, but he is going to live only up to the age of 19. He is going to die. In case of Swami Khandanji Maharaj, in his life this thing has happened. With great difficulty, prayers to Shantanu Bihari temple in Vrindavan. His grandfather used to do prayers, and by the grace of the Lord, he was born. His name was Shantanu Bihari. And his grandfather was a great, great astrologer. So he listened and found out under no conditions he can ever live for more than 19 years. So, all the time worried. What could be done? So when he was as young as 10, 11, 12 years, he was married. So that the lineage should continue. And by the time he was hardly maybe 15 or even less, he already had 1 or 2 children, and then he had only one fear. I don't want to die, I don't want to die. And running from one Mahatma to another Mahatma. Everybody told him, we cannot stop you from dying, but we can help you get out of the fear of death. And then he was never wanting to come home, all the time in Satsang. And thus, ultimately, when he took sannyas, etc., he lived 4 times, like Bhagwan Shankaracharya. He was told up to 8 years of age, when he took sannyas, he lived for 32 years. He also lived for 76 years. In this manner, alpayuhu, if the son is very less in ayu, longevity, then we are khedaya, then there is a misery. Rugnaha, everything is okay, but he has got, what do you call that? I don't know. The diabetes from birth. What do you call that? Born sweet. I know one person in Calcutta, his son died. I used to go and stay with them sometimes. A Marwadi. He was having, diabetes right from birth. So this boy will get up hardly must be about 10 or 11 years of age. When everybody is sleeping, he will get up, go to the kitchen, open the fridge, eat lot and lot of ice cream and whatever he wants. He used to have the injection, himself used to take injection and eat. By the time he was hardly 18 or so, he died. So when he was doing this thing, they asked Swamiji how to control him. I said, control yourself first, not him. Don't keep any sweets at home. You stop eating sweets, then he can stop. You will eat and tell him, don't eat beta, this is not good for you. Daba. This is not the way. Therefore, Rugunaha, when somebody is having this is it, that is Khelaya Bhavati, become the cause of misery. And after having got married, everything is true, but now they are not having children, Swamiji. See? So first, you don't have children, you are miserable. Then your children don't have children, you continue to be miserable. Arey, kabhi tu khush ho ja. There is no end to this. Khedaya bhavati putrad sadgati iti chettadapi prayosti yukti asaham. And if you are taking this statement that if you have a son, then only you will be going to the heaven and the higher world, it doesn't stand the strength of inquiry. It doesn't stand. Na yukti asaham. Then what it is? Itham sharira kashtaihi dukkam samprapyate mudhaihi. The fools are constantly running after to have kids and relations, because our real life is determined by the type of karma that we do, nothing else. Somewhere in UP, many years before, when I went to somebody's house, he said, Mahatmaji, this is lunch time, come, we'll have food. So I went to his house. When we were going, he said, in our house, in addition to food, you get abuses also. So be prepared. I said, okay, as long as I get food, I am okay. When we were going in the first floor, wife said, आज किस भिखारी को बांध के लाए हो? So he looked at me and winked. Very good. We went, washed our hands and sat for food. Then the son came. You have got money to feed these beggars on the roadside, but you had no money to give me to buy a Maruti car. So he said, let us finish our food, then I will talk to you. He was very cool, because every day, same story. And then after the dinner, lunch or dinner was over, then he said, look here, I believe that whatever investment I do in terms of charity, feeding the Mahatmas, giving donation, that is my investment for my life hereafter. And I am a Vaniya. I believe in investment, preparing for the life hereafter. And as you are my son, I am giving in your name my house, my factory, my property, but not 1 rupee in the bank. That I have earned, I will spend so that my next life is made. How much your own children, they are constantly tortured. This doesn't happen with everybody. We don't know to whom it happens or it doesn't happen. So, ittam sharira kashtaihi dukkam samprarthate mudaihi. And yet, the fools are all the time only thinking in terms of having more and more relations. Pitru matru bandhu bhagini pitruvya jamatru mukھyanam margasthanam iva yutihi aneka yoni bhramat kshanika. All the relations such as the father, mother, relatives, our sister, or the parental uncle, mother-in-law, son-in-law, they are like we meet in a train. People come together for some time, sit together, exchange the thepla and the khakra and the dhokla and the handwa. If you are going to Gujarat, what can I do? These are the names of the Gujarati food. It's not my fault. Gujaratis are sweet. but none of their dishes are named sweet. Narayan. So we come together, we share the food and talk here and there, and then we go away. Is it not equally true? When we look upon the lives of the cats and dogs, we live for 100 years, they live hardly for 10, 12, 15 years. The other day I was in a zoo and the lions were there, nicely controlled, and they have given all the details about the lion. It was the first time I came to know. In the natural conditions, a lion lives only for 9 years. Under the zoo conditions, maximum between 50 to 20 years. Very rare condition. So, in comparison to human beings, what is their life? The mosquitoes and flies and rats and cats, what is their life in comparison to the human life? In the same manner, in comparison to the cosmic existence, our life is like a snap. Abhyavita. See, friends. Therefore, we are all here, just come together, spend little time with a clear understanding we have to go. See, this principle which I told you earlier, we are in this world on a vacation. This is not our home. Like we all come to Prempuri Ashram. Very clear we all are. This is not our place. We come here, I have bluff, you sleep, and we go. Let us be sincere. We don't come to stay here, we know. In the same manner, whether it is 1 hour or it is one life, mathematics is the same, no change. Try to stay here more than 1 hour, 1.5 hours. All these watchmen will come with a danda. The same hand with which they salute you, the same hand, patto. See, friends. Therefore, live in this world without creating relations. Do you mean we should take divorces? No, don't do that. Only act. Don't react. So whatever role we have to play your role perfectly well. But after the role is over, relax. But we imagine, I am 24/7 wife, I am 24/7 mother, I am 24/7 doctor. No! Only when you are in front of the patient, behave as if you are a doctor. And do whatever damage you can do legally. That's all. Nothing else. They cannot challenge you. Therefore, Margasthanam iva yutihi aneka yoni brahmat. And thus we have gone through many lives. You know, in Valmiki Ramayana, a beautiful thought comes. The 2 logs of wood, they come together with a wave that rises from nowhere, and they start hitting each other, cut. By the time they become close, another wave comes and they are separated apart once for all. And therefore, let us be self-oriented and not the relations-oriented. Daivam yavat vipulam yavat prachuraha paropakarascha tavat sarve suhrudo yatya yataha shatravaha sarve. As long as we have got lot of money, we are helpful to others, we are able to give some charity, then everybody starts praising us, they become our good friend. And the moment you are short of money, you are not able to help others, immediately Shatravaha, the same people become our enemy. यावद् वित्तोपार्जन सक्तः तावन्निज परिवारो रक्तः पुत्रादपि धन भाजां भीति सर्वत्रैषा विहिता रीति भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम। अश्नन्ति चेदनुदिनं वन्दिनः इव वर्णयन्ति संतृप्ता तच्चेत् द्वि त्रि दिनान्तर अभिनिन्दतः प्रकोप्यन्ति। If they are given every day whatever they are supposed to give, they start expecting that this is their right. You know, in one place on every Diwali, I have been, giving some for the laborers, some amount. And before Diwali, I make arrangement, the amount to be sent to that place. And in one Diwali, I forgot. Must be somewhere around whatever reason I forgot. Immediately, I got a phone call. Swamiji, इस दिवाली को आप भूल के देना. Look here. It is something like, the installment in your salary. Therefore, never allow anybody to form this notion. Therefore, in other place, when I sent some amount, I told, don't give it as any allowance. Give it as a gift. And gift is not obligatory. इसलिए मैंने तो दिया था, इस महीने क्यों नहीं दिया भाई? Therefore, as long as you keep on giving, helping, you are good. The moment you have not given, everything is forgotten. This is how expectations develop. Therefore, friends, durbhara jaratha nimittam samuparjitum pravartate chittam lakshavadi bahuvittam tathapi api alabhyam kapardika matram. For the papi paid period, durdhara, his stomach can never be filled. So we keep on earning. There is no end. We want more and more. Lakshavadhi bahuvittam. Millions and millions of money we earn, and yet it is looked upon only this much. See? Others have, there was one case. Only 70 lakhs. It is not much amount. As compared to $700 million, 70 lakhs is not much corruption. It is acceptable. Kapardika matram. In this manner, labdha state adhikartho patni patnyadinam bhavet swartaha nrupa chorataha api anartha tasmat dravyadyamo vyartaha. And if you have got more and more money, then your wife, your children, your king and your government and the thieves, everybody will be after you, and till you are destroyed, they will not leave you. Anyayam artham bhajam pashyati bhu adhvagamiнаः chauraihi pishunaः vyasana prapti daya danam ganakadham. And when we have got lot and lot of money, people will say, oh, this person has earned the money by the wrong means, therefore the thief thinks, if they are stealing, why not we steal from them? And then the children will get into wrong kinds of addictions, and this is how there will be fighting among the people for our money, and we keep on only onlookers only because of these possessions. In this manner, the possessions of wealth and relations of being, these are the two ropes by which we have tied down ourselves. The conclusion of this thought up to here is this. It's not that we know all this. There is nothing that we do not know. We know everything. Only thing we have forgotten. Satsang is only a method to remind us what we already know. Because our ability to forget is so great. And for forgetting there is no cause. Forgetfulness is the cause. See? Why you have forgotten? I don't know. Why you have forgotten? There is no reply. Therefore, These are the two things we have to consciously remain aware. Do not create possessions and do not create relations. If this we follow consciously, we are walking the spiritual path. Otherwise, we do everything and we suffer silently because of our own doing. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.